What's up and good morning, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm here at Work For It World Headquarters 1.0, which is somewhere we probably haven't been in a while on film, I guess I should say, but we are still running most of our operations obviously out of this place until we really get the warehouse all fully fixed up and have to move a bunch of our stuff over there, which we're kind of dreading. We don't really want to, but eventually it's kind of inevitable because we're running out of space here. I mean, as you can see, we keep adding more and more shelving out here. And I remembered about 2 videos ago, maybe 3 videos, 2 videos ago, I had mentioned one of the ball valves for my pressure washer setup and why I don't trust them and why I don't like them. And the reason I have experience with them is I've done a really ghetto dual shower head setup in our shower here. And a few people messaged me saying they were interested in just how ghetto of a setup I have. And well, my girlfriend's probably gonna get mad that I'm showing you guys this because the bathroom's not like perfectly clean, but this is my dual shower head setup. It's really ghetto, but it does the trick because you know, we party in the shower all the time, so you need a dual shower head setup. So I just got a PVC T back to standard shower head with the ball valve, so you can shut it off or leave it on depending on how many people are in the shower, and then just a couple of ghetto cheap command-edge strips to run this extended shower hose over to another shower head. And is it ghetto? Yes. Does it work? Yes. It just didn't make sense in that bathroom to spend the money, even at my cost, to open up the walls, have the plumber come out, run the piping, run a new valve, run a shower head on the other side, especially in like a prefabbed fiberglass shower tub surround like that. It just wasn't worth the money. And the funny thing is, in the actual master bedroom here, when I moved in, I built a really beautiful shower that can fit like 6 people. And it's all beautiful stone, but we never use it. It looks too good, so we never use it. This is the one that we use all the time, and growing up, I hated tub showers. Like, I couldn't stand them because there's never enough room, and now I shower in one every night. And because I'm sure everybody's gonna ask, here's a quick little glimpse of that shower. And I feel like at some point, I should probably do a house tour video, so like a lot of these rooms start to make sense to you guys, even though my house isn't that big, so it would probably be a pretty short video, but maybe one of these days I'll get around to that for you. But let's go ahead and get started with our day here. With the entrance of Gunner. Hi, buddy. Hi. Okay. Bye, Gunner. It's great seeing you. Oh, you just wanted to bring your toy? What do we got? What do we got today? Can you drop it? Good boy. We got your crazy cracked out squirrel. So obviously we're driving in the old 7.3 today, and we are on our way to Preston's. Now, if you guys remember, I've talked a lot about the reasons I haven't lifted this truck, and the big one being obviously that it is a 2-wheel drive truck. And trying to find a lift kit for these in 2-wheel drive has been next to impossible. Search anywhere online, you're gonna see like, oh yeah, this lift kit works for 1980 to 1996. And for whatever reason, like 1997 was like this weird unicorn year in the OBS body styles where like I could never find a bolt-on 2-wheel drive lift kit. So at that point, my options became, well, we could solid axle swap it, which now means you need to source an axle, you need to buy all the conversion kit and setup and all that. And at that point, like, you might as well buy a new OBS truck. I mean, not new, but like a different one that's already 4-wheel drive, because it's probably honestly gonna end up being cheaper. So we have had hopefully a revolution in finding a lift kit for this truck. I'll tell you more about it in a second when we get to Preston's. Now, some of you guys may be saying, Rhino, why are you gonna lift a 2-wheel drive truck? And well, because I already own the truck. And I also don't intend on like taking this thing off-road or doing anything crazy with it. I mean, it is my work truck. I just really want to improve the looks of it, get it higher up in the air, and just, you know, overall make it a better looking truck. We've already done the whole video on, is it okay to lift a 2-wheel drive truck? So we'll just kind of throw that out of the conversation. But keep in mind, I'm still looking for a Project LBZ, and I'm still looking for a 4-wheel drive OBS that's in the right price range. So this is just kind of hold me over in the meantime, and I would still probably end up keeping this one as my work truck. So let's go on inside and see if we can get a lift kit figured out for this thing. Hey buddy, we're ordering a lift kit for my truck.
Oh,
are you excited?
Did somebody find you one for a 2-wheel drive?
Yeah, there was this guy.
Oh.
Well, we'll see. I called Skyjacker this morning. He said it'll work for 97, so.
I told you.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
You excited to finally work on that beautiful truck?
Super excited.
Right? Instead of having to work on that piece of junk GMC that you're always working on.
Stupid Denali.
Oh. Is that gonna work, Randy?
Camera at my face.
Is that gonna work, Randy? You look beautiful.
Didn't be a heart surgeon either, so.
I-beam drop brackets.
I-beam drop brackets.
Radius arm drop brackets.
Radius arm drop brackets. Stupid blocks
and U-bolts.
That'll work for now.
And some coils.
Some soft ride coil springs.
That's how you know they're good.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah. And then a pitman arm, and then whatever shocks we decide to go with. Pretty easy on the 2-wheel drive I-beams.
Look at that. So you're telling me we've been mulling over this truck for 3 years and it was that easy? Maybe. I don't want to jinx it. I just jinx it, huh?
Yeah.
It's not gonna work now, right?
No. Now your steering's not going to work.
Zach doing tire calculations. So we've got the lift kit pieces ordered. Zach, what exactly is the lift kit for the two-wheel drive truck?
Drop down brackets for the beams, radius arm drop, pitman arm, and springs.
Super simple.
And big ass cams.
And this whole time, we've been overcomplicating this whole subject. We could have just ordered some cheap parts and made it work, right? I mean, you were kind of telling me I should order some cheap parts and make it work, right? I don't know. I get nervous if I don't see a kit.
You don't like cheap parts?
Yeah, I want to do it right, but at the same time, I don't want to throw a ton of money into this truck because I am on the lookout for another actual four-wheel drive 7.3, but this will hold me over in the meantime. And you know, we're talking about wrapping this thing with an American flag, and you can't do it at the stock height. So Zach's trying to figure out what's it. We got 31s on there now. Oh, 31.7s on there now. So we're trying to figure out the biggest tire size that we can run on here. I've heard with a 6-inch lift on these trucks, you can clear 38s, that's pretty big. I think I'd be happy at 37s. What do you think? 37s by 12, 12 and a half? Yeah, I mean, I think that's...
And if you look, my bumper's cut way out here. It's cut here to like that line, and then it's cut way down there.
I watched a video on Dmaxryno's YouTube on how to cut bumpers.
Yeah, but don't jump it.
Don't jump it.
Because it definitely rubs.
All right, so maybe 37s on like a 18. What is this? What do we got over here?
You can run
we got 35 on
17s. I think 17s are the smallest on this. 16.5s barely fit on these, which I know they don't make them anymore, but that's tight, you know, wheel comparison.
Well, I want to keep it kind of classic look. I don't want to go with the giant wheel tire.
17s.
You think 17s? 17s on I think it'd be a cool look. I mean, there's 18s on 35s.
So I mean,
that don't look that bad.
Another, it'd be.
Yeah. You know, obviously, I don't exactly know what wheel and tire I want to go with. I don't want to go with a crazy offset. I want to keep this thing kind of traditional looking and kind of classic looking. So, you know, if you guys have any wheel suggestions, let me know.
Those just deeper.
You know, I've thought about going like the Alcoas and keeping it real classic, but
I mean, it is white. It needs a buff job, but white and chrome.
It needs a little more than it needs a paint job, dude. This paint is just shot.
No way.
Yeah, look at how
No way.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Every time you wash this truck, the rag is white. I don't want your dented hood. No, I'd rather pay to have this thing repainted. Oh, hey, look, we got a lot of fuel wheels. Wonder how many of those are screwed up. 35. Toyo AT2. I like that. All right, let's Hey. You still got it, dude.
Suck me so pants.
Hey, all those days working back at the Chippendales, huh? Was that your signature move?
That was kittens, actually.
All right.
There was no employees must watch their hand signs.
Those just take away all the fun. So here's what a 35 is gonna look like. Oh, careful, buddy.
Pinched it.
Dude, we can almost run 35s now.
Yeah, almost. It's good that the fender holds it in spot.
Yeah.
So it doesn't roll away.
Well, who needs to turn? I don't understand turning. I mean, I'm not gonna be off-roading with this truck, so to me, like, I want to get a little bit of mileage out of them before I gotta replace them.
They make zero noise.
And they make zero noise.
Unlike you, they're very quiet.
Yeah, I've never been quiet a day in my life, Randy. Oh, you think those are the ones? What is that? What is that? What are they?
I don't know.
Like 37s? Nah.
These are 35.
That's 35.
Mine are 37s.
Iron Man. You got the Iron Mans, dude?
Yeah.
That looks like whatever that freaking, not superhero, what's that comic book guy? The one that's made out of rock?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. That's what that looks like. So, hey,
Fantastic Four.
we're going to get the truck lifted. I'm going to borrow your set of 37s, even though you're running hub adapters, because your front end can't be easy. Right?
Well, no, what it is, I have the new Super Duty wheels. Actually, I have another set of those wheels at home. The same exact ones.
Do you? Yeah. Well, I'm more curious.
35.
I'm more curious if 37s are going to work on my truck. Randy's absolutely saying, no way, I'm crazy.
Well, we'll lift it and I can throw mine on.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Before we order tires, let's try out a couple different sizes, and then I would love to run 37s, personally. I think it's going to look better. I finally have a truck that I'm lifting with round wheel wells, which means I can like actually stuff the wheel wells, but I want to be able to turn. I don't want to run into a no-turn issue again. So,
no, it'll turn. It's just turn and bumps where you kind of get into the gray area.
And rip off half your fender.
Yeah, that's when you start chunking the tires.
So Zach's running 37s on his truck, and it's just a nice, complete look there when it really fills up the wheel well. Supposedly, he's like maybe a 6-inch, possibly 8-inch springs in the front.
So he's got something kind of, I mean, his front end's already goofy. Once again, he didn't do this front end. He bought the truck this way. So, like, I don't want whatever's done down here. Even he says it's a really sketchy setup that somebody did on his truck.
And it's kind of like being a contractor, like you have a lot of unfinished projects at your house because you're so busy working on client stuff. Well, it's the same with Zach's truck. He's so busy building other people's trucks that he hasn't had time to go in there and like redo his whole front end like it needs to be. But this is a setup on 37s. I don't know, I think it's cool to fill the wheel well. Obviously, you can see there's quite a bit of bumper removal. That's actually kind of making me think that, yeah, maybe 37s aren't going to work. With seeing how much they had to chink out. Plus, I guess he jumped this truck at one point and like hooked the bumper, and that's why it's yanked down. So I imagine if that was like in its normal place, like, yeah, there's no way that would work. We're just gonna have to take the bumper off and build a sick pre-runner bumper or something since it's a 2-wheel drive lifted truck. All I know is I just looked at your truck and there's no way I'm fitting 37s with that bumper, dude.
That's what.
There's no way.
I'm pretty sure that bumper's shorter.
Gotcha, 6/7
Because
bumper?
it matches that fender well, it goes right into it, actually pretty nice.
Gotcha.
And they're easier to cut too because they're more straight down.
Yeah, there's no way. Hey, we're not fitting 37s. I just looked at his truck. Yeah. No way. You're right, Randy. Again, you're always right, Randy.
All right, guys. Well, I am absolutely stoked that we are finally doing something with the 7.3. I've had this thing for 3 years and I've literally done nothing to it other than like a couple tiny little repairs and put new tires on it, which unfortunately, like, these tires are still really fresh. So if anybody wants to buy a set of tires, I'll make a deal on this set because they're going to be coming off the Ford soon. So the setup we're going to be running is a Skyjacker lift kit, and you know, I'm not like the biggest old school Skyjacker fan. I know they were great back in the day. I have a feeling quality nowadays is like, it is what it is. I don't know too much about Skyjacker. That's kind of pre my time, but basically it's like a couple of brackets that we're getting from them and some springs. That's it. We've opted to upgrade to the Fox shocks instead of running the Skyjacker shocks. And then now all we need is to pick a wheel and tire. So I'm kind of leaning towards like the AT2s or the RTs. I don't want, I mean, maybe I want a mud terrain. I don't know. And then I need to pick a wheel. So I'm thinking like a 17x10. If any of you guys have any suggestions, maybe something in the long lines of like Method or something like that. I have to browse through some of those, but I'm open to suggestions. I really want to hear what you guys think. So leave down in the comments if you have a tire and or wheel combination. So hopefully we have all of the parts this week and then we can drop the 7.3 off. Right now we're on our way to Home Depot. We've got to get a couple last little pieces to finalize the pressure washer build, and I'm really excited to be able to finally show you guys that whole thing done. I know you guys, I posted the video the other day of essentially most of the build process, but let me tell you, it has been quite the kerfuffle of hose fittings and trying to make everything work, and I don't know, it's been crazy, but I think we finally got everything figured out. So we're gonna run to Home Depot right now.
So I just realized Zach put this in my truck the last time it was there. Check your oil. I'm assuming maybe he did an oil change for me, which thanks, buddy. I appreciate it if you did. I'm guessing that's what all the little hearts that he put around there mean. Let me squeeze through some mulch piles here. I want to go check out, I got this giant shed over here that looks like it's pretty new in the lineup of Home Depot sheds. So you can't even see it. Well, you can see it. It's peeking out over top of that one right there. I mean, on some of these sheds, some of the pricing is reasonable. I mean, that's a little high, but it's not crazy if you don't feel like building your own shed. I mean, it's a decent size. It's all wood framing. And for the average homeowner that doesn't want to take the time out to go purchase all the materials, buy it, paint it, I mean, it's a lot of work to build something like this. This one is 4,300 bucks. Then you come over here, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Mac Daddy of Home Depot sheds. Holy crap, this thing is huge. I mean, you want to talk about like a tiny home? You could totally outfit this place to live in. I mean, it's got a decent sized first floor. What we got over here? You could close this wall off, have some nice storage underneath there. I mean, you could drywall this whole thing out, make it nice. We actually got a staircase going up to the second floor. It's a little more cramped here. Look at the top of the staircase. It's a little cramped, but not bad for a shed, I gotta say. This is actually like decent in terms of loft bedroom, especially because I'm not a fan of like the tiny houses where the loft is like literally just a mattress laying on a plywood deck that has like a 3-foot height above it. Nice beautiful window to look out. So to make like a pretty epic little like game room as a kid or like fort,
I remember when I was a kid, like a shed was my fort. Now the only issue here is, let's see, base price $12,891. That's not bad. Model price as shown, $21,000. Like, yeah, that's a lot of money for a shed. But once again, like, if you don't want to build it yourself, like, it's not a horrible option to just have them come drop this at your house. But yeah, that's more money than I want to spend on a shed, that's for sure. And we're not here to buy a shed today. We got to go get a couple of some pipe clamps and some other stuff to really finish up the pressure washer setup. So on top of pipe clamps, we also need to get some cable clamps so I can tidy up the power wire coming off of the actual pressure washer itself. So I don't know what it is about Home Depot, but I swear every time I come here, like, I need to drop a deuce, like, emergency. And it always forces me to rush through and just grab stuff and go. And I may or may not have just, like, blown this aisle up with farts, so I apologize if you're walking behind me. Uh-oh, I think the cart gods remembered Chris not putting his cart back, so now I get one stacked right next to my truck. Ooh, it's a nice looking burgundy L5P pulling out over there. One thing I also picked up is a replacement for the ugly 6-foot garden hoses I was using, and I apologize if I butcher your name. What is it? Theron Laney? I'm sorry again if I apologize your name, but you made a great suggestion in one of my last videos to, instead of using the garden hose, using a washing machine hose for my feeds for the pressure washer setup, because, well, it looks a lot better. You recommended the steel braided ones. I think the black one's actually going to blend in a little bit better, and I don't really want the hose to stand out, so we're going to see if we can make that work for the whole pressure washer setup, and I think we'll be pretty much done, and then we can dial it in and play with it for a little while and see if we need to make any changes. And speaking of changes, I'm super stoked to see what's going to be coming for the 7.3 here very soon. Unfortunately, today I have to wrap up this video. I don't have time. I have to go do a couple of other things, but with that, as always, thank you guys so much for watching my channel. If you have not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now, that way you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you got to be willing to work for it. And don't forget that our key tags are all back in stock. We should have hats back in stock soon. I've got a work for it hat right here that I'm actually working on getting signed by everybody in the crew. It is seriously so cool, and still kind of weird to me that we do get people in the comments when they place an order that they ask for me or Dave or Chris or somebody to sign some stuff. So if I can make it happen for you guys, I do. We're still waiting to get Dave to sign that hat for the person that bought that. But it is seriously a blessing to have all of your guys' support on the YouTube channel, on the Work For It Apparel website. You guys are awesome. So please check out workforapparel.com. I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out.
Damn.